So, more truth, more clarity on the matter regarding what really is happening in our southern border. Check this out.
A fact to be aired on their network when they failed to realize that former Homeland Security Director Jay Johnson, who is a Democrat and worked under the Obama administration, still had some of his integrity left.
Well, first, Mika, thanks for having me. A little bit of context here. When I was in office in Kirstjen Nielsen's job at her desk, I'd get to work around 6:30 in the morning, and there'd be my intelligence book sitting on my desk, the PDB, and also the apprehension numbers from the day before. And I'd look at them every morning. It'd be the first thing I'd look at, and I probably got too close to the problem. And my staff will tell you, if it was under 1,000 apprehensions the day before, that was a relatively good number. And if it was above 1,000, it was a relatively bad number, and I was going to be in a bad mood the whole day. On Tuesday, there were 4,000 apprehensions. I know that 1,000 overwhelms the system. I cannot begin to imagine what 4,000 a day looks like. So we are truly in a crisis.
Look at how upset Donnie Deutsch is at him admitting reality. We don't allow facts on this network, sir. You know that Mika Brzezinski chewed out the producers for not pre-screening his positions before actually booking him on live television. President.
And then, meanwhile, at the southern border,
And hopefully, as we progress with this, we'll start to see those effects in our county as well, because we're fighting this every day, the human trafficking and the drug trafficking. And I know Sheriff Napier out of Pima County can talk a little bit more about that.
Well, good afternoon. I'm Mark Napier. I'm the Sheriff of Pima County, Arizona. I am the largest border county in the United States. The strategic deployment of physical barriers along our southern border will always be part of the picture of border security, which is absolutely fundamentally necessary for humanitarian reasons, public safety reasons, and also for national security reasons. Anyone who would suggest that we do not have a crisis on our southern border is being intellectually dishonest to the point of being dishonest with malice. We have a humanitarian crisis which is very clear and compelling. We have a compelling crisis of public safety with human trafficking, drug trafficking, sex trafficking coming up through the border. This is not make-believe. This is something that we live with every day as border sheriffs. So we applaud the efforts of the current administration to secure our border. It's long overdue. And those who would argue that we do not have a crisis on our southern border need to come to my part of the world and see what's really going on. We interdicted 58 pounds of methamphetamine just the other day, and last month 13,000 fentanyl pills. My deputies recover about 100 bodies a year in the deserts of Pima County, Arizona. So please do not tell me this is not a public safety crisis, not a humanitarian crisis, and not a national security concern. So this is a very serious issue, and it's time our government got serious about it. Thank you.
And they don't come here. The people that are opposed, mostly Democrats. I mean, Republicans are for it, but mostly Democrats, they don't come here. And we want them. Yeah, we want them to come here. We could take.
so one might wonder how illegals, once apprehended, who are seeking jobs or asylum, or whichever one they get, how are they able to stay in the United States? Well, we have stupid laws, immigration laws in place, which have got to be changed post-haste.
That the globalist elite are still colluding with each other, and they're up to no good. Now, I want to end this video episode for this weekend with this clip of Chris Cuomo. He is interviewing with an interpreter, this gentleman here, on why he came to the United States, and totally proves what President Trump, our duly elected and beloved president, has been saying about the asylum abuses, that people aren't coming here to seek asylum. They're here to work. They're here breaking the law, and they're taking advantage of the loopholes. CNN finally does honest journalism. Let's listen.
They don't say very much. They only say that they're here because situations are very difficult in their country. But, it's almost as if they were encouraged to come,
Is he here to work or is he here for asylum?
¿Viene usted a trabajar o viene a pedir asilo?
No, yo a lo que me den. Trabajo, me dan asilo, me dan asilo.
For those of you possibly new to this channel, I am fluent in Spanish. I'm half black, half Puerto Rican, have lived, worked, and had businesses in Mexico and Central America. And the literal interpretation of what this man says is, I'll take what they give me. If it's work, it's work. If they give me asylum, I'll take asylum.
He wants to work, but if he gets asylum, he says he's willing to ask for asylum.
Why did he take his kid with him to come here if it's just to work?
¿Por qué se trajo usted a su hijo si usted viene a trabajar?
Porque si eso está que si uno viene con el menor, a uno le dan permiso. Si no, yo hubiera ido para Honduras. Hubiera estado 3-4 meses preso y hubiera ido para Honduras.
It's what you and I were talking about. He says that if he comes here with his son, then he's allowed to stay.
There you go, folks. CNN and Chris Cuomo, of all people, supporting, giving further evidence and proof that what our duly elected president, Donald John Trump, is talking about is true. That people are coming here illegally to work. They're not coming here seeking asylum. They're taking advantage of the loopholes. He's been saying it. He's been talking about this crisis. The left, the Democrats, the globalists, the Marxists within our government, and their sycophants and their Marxist mockingbird mouthpieces in the mainstream media who've been repeating these same lies have been saying, oh, he's exaggerating. These are actually asylum seekers. This man is not an isolated case. He is bringing his child. He's taking advantage of the situation and will scream.
Pretty amazing. Even the fake stream media is reporting facts for a change, though not consistently. The word's getting out. Do have a situation. All right, only be strong and courageous and speaking the truth. Talk to y'all later.